Welcome to Disciplined Mind Investing. My name is Steve. Bobby's not here this week. He's on his honeymoon, hence the reason for the poor quality of the podcast. As you can tell, Bobby's the brains behind getting this onto YouTube and getting the podcast done. So let's begin. So usually when we're doing this, we'll start out with the NASDAQ and give you the weekly breakdowns. Unfortunately, folks, let me just interrupt myself for 1 second. We're going to have no graphics on this, so I'm going to read everything off. I'm going to try to do my best. This is my first time editing video or doing anything, so just bear with us. I just want to get the content out there because you guys have been great to all the subscribers and the viewers. We really appreciate all the support, and hopefully this will be helpful, but next week we'll be back to a normal podcast. All right, for the week, the NASDAQ was up 2.3%. The S&P was up 2.74%, and the Dow was up 3.44%. That's shocking. If you would have asked me at the end of the week, I would have thought the NASDAQ by far led, and actually the NASDAQ was the laggard of all the indexes. For the year, the NASDAQ is up 11.4%, the S&P is up 14%, and the Dow is up 12.5%. Currently, the S&P hit a new high during the week, and so did the NASDAQ. We have 3 distribution days on both the S&P and the NASDAQ. As we sit right now, the NASDAQ is 1.2% above the 10-day, 2.3% above the 21-day, and 3.9% above the 50-day. The S&P is 1% above the 10-day, 1.3% above the 21-day, and 2.1% over the 50-day. The Dow is up 1.2% over the 10-day, 0.08% over the 21-day, and 0.07% above the 50-day. And as I said before, both the S&P and the NASDAQ are at new highs, and distribution days on both the S&P and the NASDAQ. I'd be very honest with you this week if Bobby were going through the charts have a lot of cushion on the 10-day, the 50-day, and the 21-day. So there's no real concern right now going on the charts. They all look pretty good. The market seems to be trading very orderly, and I would say right now we're in a pretty good market. So as we always have, let's get into the pizza scores. You're only going to get one pizza score this week. That's mine. So how do I feel about the market right now? Right now, my pizza score is 7.4. Where do I come up with that? The power trend is on, and you can check that out by going to our Discord page and looking at iBurn Theta's work, which has been fantastic. He really does a great job updating the power trend lately, and not lately, all the time. And the power trend is on, as we've discussed in past podcasts. That's the market in its strongest position. We have 3 distribution days on the S&P and the NASDAQ. But as I said earlier, both indexes are at new high. And this is probably the key to my score. And I probably will move even higher next week if this continues, because this is the first week that I'm at a 7.4 above a 7. The CanSlim stocks are either breaking out or approaching new highs. They're starting to act like the leaders that they were last year. So CanSlim stocks are still acting well. I mean, there are some other groups like oils and some other industry sectors that are doing well, but the CanSlim stocks, some of the high-tech growth leaders, are starting to percolate again. And then, as I said just before, the leaders are starting to lead. So that's probably the most important piece of information in this little abbreviated podcast, is that the leaders are starting to lead. So next, let's get into the industry groups. As we do every week, the energy and coal sector was number 10. Last week it was number 9. It was up for the week, and it has a 95 relative strength rating. At number 9 is retail leisure products. This was number 6 last week. It was up for the week and has a number 96 relative strength. Number 7 is oil gas royalty trust. Was number 8 last week. It was up for the week and a 97 RS. Number 6, oil gas drilling, was number 7 last week. It was up for the week and has a number 97 RS. Number 5, oil and gas, Canadian exploration and production, was number 5 last week. It's up for the week and has a number 98 RS. Number 4, retail department stores, was number 3 last week. It's up for the week and has a number 98 relative strength. Number 3, transportation shipping, was number 4 last week. It was up for the week and has a number 99 RS. Number 2, retail consumer electronics, was number 1 last week. It was up for the week and it has a number 99 RS. And not surprisingly, oil, gas, U.S. exploration was number 2 last week. It's the number 1 group. It was up for the week, and you followed it, had a real good week, and that has a number 99 RS. So that is really this abbreviated podcast. But let me put a little 2 cents and give you a little bit of background on the week and how the market is faring. It seems, again, the market seems to be getting back to normal, or normal is probably a terrible way. There is no normal in the market. It's just getting back to a stronger market, a stronger uptrend. It seems like people are putting on a little bit more risk. And, hopefully we're going into a holiday week, so there could be some weird things. There are very few earnings next week. As you can see, the graphics take up a lot of the time of this podcast, and same with mine and Bobby's banter. But that's really it. I just wanted to get a quick podcast out there for you guys. Try to do something that, will continue our podcast on a weekly basis. It's very important. I promise going forward, I'm going to learn how to edit and do a better job. But this is the podcast for the week. And hopefully it's very helpful for you guys and a little bit get you a little bit of good information. So everybody have a great week. We'll be back to normal next week. Wish Bobby a happy marriage since he got married last week. And as you can see, who is the brains behind the podcast? It's Bobby. Have a great week, everyone. And hit us on Bobby on Instagram, me on Twitter or Discord. And looking forward to having a successful week. Endure the pain of discipline.